Before we get started, don't forget to check out Inside the Mech Box on YouTube.com. It's under Airsplat.com. Also, if you got time, go buy the new Seattle Airsplat store. Awesome stuff, and you can try out guns before you buy them. Now, as promised, I'm going to do a quick overview on the internals of the KWA CQR MOD2. This is the short-barreled version, not the long-barrel version. This gun has the 363mm inner barrel in it, and all that good stuff. Now, before I get talking about the gearbox and everything, I'll just talk about the barrel and everything real quick. It's the same 2GX bucking, same hop-up chamber, same barrel. I noticed this barrel did not have any crowning, though. It's just a straight cut at the end. So that's a little different. Now, also, before we get to the gearbox, I will talk about the motor some. This is very similar to any other 8 KWA motor. Feels like it's got a little more torque, though, so it's a little unusual. They do have the sticker on the side now, which is something a little different. But who really cares where the sticker is? It's got the same very nice heat-treated Pinion Gear on it. I've never had a problem with these. These will last you forever. Now let's go ahead and check out the internals, and I'll take out parts and we can examine them in detail. First, let's look at the spring and spring guide. The spring's the usual maybe M110-ish spring that they put in here. Tends to get about 380 to 390 FPS on their regular guns. I've seen people get as high as 395, 400. That's just good compression. On this gun, it was getting about 330, 340 stock. Now that is because of the cylinder, and I'll get there in just a moment. The spring guide's a version 3 bearing, all metal. Very nice. Just the same as their higher end guns. The gearbox shell is the usual 2GX reinforced gearbox. It is the thickest gearbox you can buy on the market, and as far as I'm concerned, the best. I've only seen a few of these actually crack or break, and those were actually the 2GX models, or the 1GX, I mean. The 2GX, I've personally never seen one crack, and they're so thick, it's going to take forever to crack one, even on a high-powered spring. One thing I did notice is that they're using the older 9mm bearing bushings that they have here. The newer ones tend to have the, there's a small rubber O-ring or washer that fits over the bearings on a couple of them. The CQR does not have that. Let's go ahead and look at the air compression system. Cylinder, cylinder head, nozzle, and tappet plate. Air nozzle is metal, just like all other KWA M4 series guns, which is a nice touch. I hate it when I get plastic nozzles, and if the gearbox shell cracks, I have had them actually break the nozzles in half, so one less thing you have to replace. This is a proprietary nozzle to the KWA hop-up chamber. It does have the bar on top here, just like some of the G36 series guns out there. The tappet plate is good quality. I've never had a KWA tappet break on me before, and they're pretty nice. The cylinder head is the usual polycarbonate that they put in just about every gun they have. Nothing bad here. It does seal around the, it seals into the cylinder very nicely. There's no air leak at all. Now my problem with this gun is the cylinder. I realize you guys are saying, oh, it's supposed to shoot under 350 because it's a CQB gun. Okay, if you're gonna make a CQB gun, don't throw a low capacity cylinder in there. That's A, gonna cut your range, B, going to decrease your FPS. It's just, I don't feel it's a very good combination. I ended up installing a slightly larger capacity cylinder in there, and I ended up getting 385 feet per second out of this gun, which is what it should get. If you're gonna build a low FPS gun, use a low powered spring. That's just the best, most efficient way to go about it. The piston and piston head are identical to other high-end KWA guns, as is most of the gearbox. Piston head is non-ported aluminum, and it does not have bearings in it. They're very similar to bearings, but they're more like 3 washers stacked on top of each other. They do a similar job, but there's more friction. The piston, I love these pistons. I have run them on every imaginable power spring. My DMR runs one on a 150 spring. It's been running it for a while, and I've never had a problem. These things are fantastic. The gears and anti-reversal latch are all heat treated. They're very nice. I have already re-lubricated everything. Otherwise, it comes with this kind of dark brown, grayish grease in here, and it's not the hottest stuff. I went ahead and put some Hailstorm Airsoft grease in here that I was able to get, and that stuff is very good. Went ahead and re-shimmed it too. The stock shimming was okay. There's just a little too much play for my taste, though. A few 0.1s and 0.2s in here. Got the tolerance is a little tighter, which I'm happy with. Shooting this gun on any voltage battery on the spring power, there's almost no gear noise. I love these 9mm bearings, and I love these gears. It's very rare that I have a gear break. These switch assemblies are fantastic. The contacts, not the trigger shuttle, just the contacts, are gold plated, as is the selector plate. So you're getting great contact. The trigger shuttle and contacts I've run on lipos for long periods of time. I've also talked to other techs that have, and these things can run lithium polymer batteries without taking wear for a long time. The wiring is 18 gauge, which is fine. It's nice wiring. It fits in there very nicely. Most of the internals of this gun are identical to higher-end KWA guns, except for the fact that this gun has a plastic lower receiver and it is using the older bearings. Aside from the fact that this has a lower capacity cylinder than is necessary for the barrel length, it's a fantastic gun. For $190 at most stores, it's a great buy. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to go check out Inside the Mech Box on Airsplat.com, on YouTube.com, and like I said, go check out the Airsplat store in Seattle. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.